Good afternoon and welcome to the Humidor Report. Justin here from Beaumont's very own Cigar Club, back with another edition of the Humidor Report. Now, what we're talking about today is not a new brand per se. It's not even really new to us, but it's one that we haven't cast a light on here in the Humidor Report. Now, a week or two ago, I had the privilege of joining Father Sinclair Oubre and the crew down at the Port Arthur International Seafarer Center for their quarterly cigar event. Love doing that with you guys. Thanks again for having me down there. Look forward to doing the next one with you cats as well. But this is a brand I featured on this last event, and kind of while it was fresh on my mind, figured it would be a good idea to finally sit down here with the Humidor Report and tell you folks a little bit about Curivari. So Curivari has actually been around for quite a little while now. They actually hit the American market, I believe it was in 2012, but they were a European exclusive at least for 2 or 3 years prior to that, maybe even quite a few years more. But I know at least that long, it was at least a few years that it was available only in Europe, and they started the U.S. distribution in 2012. Now in 2013, Curivari made its mark, so to speak, in Cigar Aficionado's top 25 for the year, with the Buenaventura, the one all the way to my right over here, coming in, I believe it was number 7 in the top 25 for 2013. That was very, very soon after coming to the U.S. market, and there has been plenty of stuff that has come out since. But Curivari has been one of those odd brands, per se, that there really is only so much information out there available about them. Even when in the earliest days of the company, it was even difficult to get in touch with them or to get somebody to answer an email or answer the phone. It was just kind of this shrouded in mystery kind of brand that all they would really tell you about the brand is that they were all very Cuban in their styling and inspiration, and they were all Nicaraguan puros. And if you go to Curivari's website today, it's still going to say the same thing, because the website hasn't changed, ever, to my knowledge. But even though they do say that everything is a Nicaraguan puro, there is definitely some stuff in their portfolio, at least today, that is not 100% Nicaraguan. And for those that we actually do have information about what tobaccos are being used here, we'll tell you about them. But again, some of them, all we can tell you is what Curivari says, and that is Nicaraguan puro. Now, the Buenaventura is the one we mentioned over here. That was the first one to really make its mark and end up in that top 10 of Cigar Aficionado for 2013. Since its release, they have come out with a few other variations on the theme. One is going to be the pralines, which are the two that we have sitting right here, and then we have the cremas. There's also one called Dimensiones, which is a Habano wrapper, I believe, on the Dimensiones. But on the cremas, we have an Ecuadorian Connecticut, again, not Nicaraguan puro because the wrapper is Ecuadorian. And on the pralines, the Maduro, it is a San Andreas Maduro. Also not 100% Nicaraguan, because that San Andreas Maduro is from Mexico. But that's Buenaventura. That has kind of been the core of Curivari's lineup over the years, certainly probably the best known of their offerings. Then I'm going to jump to this side of the table over here. A couple of newer offerings from them is the Sun-Grown series. We have the Sun-Grown and the Sun-Grown Maduro. All we can find information-wise on those is they say that they are Nicaraguan puros, so we'll have to just go with that for now. Same with the Reserva Limitada. 2 additions here. There is a Maduro of some persuasion, a non-specified Maduro on what they call the Cafe series, and then what they call the 1000 series is a Nicaraguan wrapper on that one as well. Both of those have been out for a number of years. And then kind of here in the middle of the pack, we're representing some of the, I guess, the odder offerings from them, which is including kind of their higher end products, such as the Gloria Leon. We do have, I believe that it is a Nicaraguan grown Cuban seed Criollo that is on this guy right here in the middle. And flanking it, we have stuff from their Philosopher series. Not necessarily everything is Philosophers, but we do at least have some definitive philosophical stuff here, both with the Socrates and the Aristoteles, talking about Socrates and Aristotle. And then from the mythology line, Greek mythology, we do have the Cyclope and the Centauro. Now, the owner of the company is a guy by the name of Andreas Trouvalis. So the Greek influence actually comes from his family's history, his Greek background is where this stuff creeps in. But there is even some stuff kind of considered part of that Philosopher series that is not really a philosopher. Archimedes. They do have an Archimedes where he's more of a mathematician than he was a philosopher, but it's still kind of grouped into that same category. But this is what we have from Curivari right now. We do know that the product is made by Plasencia, and even before the Plasencia brand came to market, you've surely smoked Plasencia tobacco at some given point. All of Rocky Maki Patel's Honduran product is made in Plasencia's El Paraiso factory. If you've seen our Humidor Report International Edition that I shot back in 2017, that was the factories and facilities that those videos were shot at down in southern Honduras. But Plasencia does produce in Nicaragua as well, which would be where this product is all coming from. So there is more to be seen here from Curivari. Again, we don't have everything represented, but it has always been a super high quality cigar at a very reasonable price. I mean, everything has seen some pretty significant price increases over the last couple of years, and that has pushed these guys a little higher than they have been, but they're still all safe. Maybe their Epitome, which is the highest end product from Curivari, which we've carried here before, we're just out of at the moment, that is getting up into that $14 range. But everything here, I'm fairly certain there's not a stick on the table here from them that is over $10 a stick. Everything is $9.99, $9.50 or so, or less. So it's very easy on the pocketbook. They're great smoking, great looking cigars. And if you're looking to get a box of cigars for somebody and you're not wanting to spend that $125 to $150 where most full wooden boxes of cigars start, most of these are starting in that $70 to $80 range because they are 10 count boxes. So that's a really nice aspect of these guys. I like the fact you can buy a box, certainly as a gift, something that's easy to wrap without having to come in and really spend that $125, $150 to get a box of cigars. So it is very, very, I guess, cost friendly, both for individual sticks and for boxes, and the size of those boxes help keep the box price really, really friendly as well. But they're good sticks. Again, kind of a mystery to a lot of people who aren't really, really hardcore cigar geeks. So if you have not heard of Curivari before, check them out. We've got them laid out on the table right now, just so everybody can kind of get a look and get introduced to them. If not, if you are familiar with Curivari and didn't know we have them, here they are. So make sure you stop by, come see us this weekend, next weekend, or anytime that you can, and pick up some of these guys and see what is happening with Curivari as they're continuing to move and grow and build their presence in the industry. So that's going to wrap us up for this week's edition of the Humidor Report. Again, like, subscribe, share this video. Please let your friends know what's going on so they can be up to speed with what's happening here at Cigar Club in Southeast Texas. And until next week, I'm Justin, and we'll see you at the club.